theory that all humans have a built-in tool in their minds that enables them to learn languages according to a specific set of steps. Every human would have this, and it would develop as they grow older, enabling them to learn more and more complex language structures. But is there proof to support its existence? Studies of language acquisition in young children suggest that it does.
Let's take this to the very beginning. Studies show that before the age of 6 months, newborns can distinguish between all phonemes from every language. A phoneme is basically a sound used for language. Babies are still blank slates, but by the age of 8 months, children stop responding to phonemes from languages other than the ones that they are learning. This means that the universal grammar has begun developing with a specific language at its source.
At the age of 2, babies start producing rough sentences. These sentences, although not fully grammatical, are called telegraphic sentences. They have no function words, but the content words reflect the word order of the language they are learning. Baby cookie, mommy mad, or daddy eat funny, all reflect basic word order in English.
Children don't all develop language at the same age or speed, just like children don't all grow at the same age or speed. But children do acquire language structures in almost exactly the same order. Evidence of this can be observed in the acquisition of grammatical morphemes.
A morpheme is the smallest unit of language that has meaning, but which does not necessarily stand alone. In English, there are grammatical morphemes which inflict grammar, and derivational morphemes which inflict meaning. In English, there aren't many grammatical morphemes. Scientific observation of children in a longitudinal study revealed that children learning English almost always acquire them in the same order. The order of morpheme acquisition observed was ing for progressive, such as in running and eating, adding s for plurality, such as in trees and oranges, irregular past verb formations such as in ate, went, and took, adding s for position such as in Amir's, Zach's, or Jacob's. Use of copular verb be as in Max is happy or Lena is talented. Use of articles the and a. Adding ed for regular past formation as in wanted, kicked, and yelled. Adding s for third person singular simple present as in Jack thinks, Lucy expects, and Mark destroys. And finally, the use of auxiliary verb be as in Sophie is going.
Observation of children demonstrated that if learners had acquired morphemes further along in the list, they had also previously acquired all of the preceding morphemes. This means that there appears to be an order in which humans acquire language, an order of acquisition. Further inquiry into other grammatical and syntactic structures of the English language reveals more proof of an order of acquisition.
Negations increase the syntactic complexity of the relationships in a sentence. Children learn English acquire these complex structures in a clear series of steps. In the first stage, the children simply append no to an action or an object, for example, no mommy or no food. In the second stage, the negative words like don't appear before a verb in the sentence. Children begin including the subject, for example, doggy no bark or dumb touch toys. In the third stage, children add forms of negative other than no words like can't. They attach a negative to the auxiliary or modal verbs, but sometimes produce error of tense or person, such as he don't want it. In the final stage, the children attach negative elements correctly to the auxiliary do and be, such as Mary didn't help, Marco is not here.
Follows an increasingly syntactically complex sequence of steps of acquisition. Stage 1. Children produce 2 or 3 word telegraphic sentences with rising intonation, such as cookie or mommy book. Stage 2. Children begin using syntactic sentences with rising intonations, such as you like this, I come here. Stage 3. Children begin what is called fronting, putting a verb or modal question indicator at the front of the sentence, such as in can I go? Stage 4. Some questions are formed by inverting subject and auxiliary. This increases variety in sentences. For example, are you going to play with me? Children even begin using the dummy auxiliary do, as in, do birds sing all the time? Stage 5. Children learn to form both WH questions and yes-no questions correctly, such as in, why did you do that? Stage 6. Children are able to create all question forms, including negative questions, such as, didn't he want to go to the movie?
Conclusion, if everyone learns the same language in the same order, making the same mistakes in the same order, this indicates that exposure to the language does not account for how the language is learned, but rather that every human has the template to learn a language within them from the start. The template is universal grammar.